Wandering around the calm waters of Tungarli, I see huge black converging stone walls on the ridge on the other side of the lake. The wall seems to be attracting me towards itself. Climbing the steep slopes, I move towards the wall. The wide entry converges into a tiny one, and the light coming from the tiny entrance evokes a sense of curiosity. I am curious to know what lies within and enter into the space. I see the entrance leading to the tunnel. A huge source of light awaits me on the opposite end, and I embark my journey into the space. Moving inside, on my right, I see light illuminating the water. I go inside the space and experience the change in volume and the direct light falling on the water. There were niches carved inside in a way to experience solitude and appreciate the bright light on the water. Coming back into the main tunnel, the uneven texture of the carved stone evokes me a sense of touch and giving me a unique tactile experience feeling the different textures of the black basalt stone. I see series of steps and light source on my left. I move in that space. I am curious to know where do these steps lead. While climbing the steps, I arrived at a position where I am able to view the Tungarli lake and the dam wall. I realize how high I have come. Looking on the other side, to my surprise, I see another lake very huge as compared to Tungarli. This is my first revelation when I come to know that there is even another bigger lake on the other side on my side. From this point, I am able to see both the lakes. I urged to get a better view of the lake, but there were no steps that could lead me out, hence, I had to return to the main carved space. After knowing that there is a lake on the other end, I move with a bit fast velocity, wanting to go out of the tunnel as soon as possible. To my surprise, there is water collected ahead in my path, dripping from top. There was no scope for me to continue from the water, and I was forced to take a right and go inside another space. I experienced indirect light falling interestingly along the curved wall. I take a pause and sit in the niche. Also, I view the water in the main tunnel through a hole, now coming once again in my main path. Initially, I used to see just a source of light on the opposite end, but now I start seeing the view of the lake through the arched opening. There were no obstacles on my path, and I completely focused on the main light source. When I reach the end, I want to go out, but I realize that I came down a gentle ramp and there was no scope for me to go out, and it seemed that the tunnel was playing a game with me. Then I go down a circular ramp, experiencing light at my eye level through a circular light well. Along my path, I see a beautiful slit of light falling on the stone and highlighting its texture. Moving ahead, I see foliages of trees. I am curious and I go inside that space. I appreciate the light falling from the trees and getting filtered, and the unique experience of seeing the trees from being in an underground space. On my left, again there is an entrance to another space. I go inside. I feel the water over my head and the light passing through the water. This was a totally enchanting experience for me, and I go down 2 3 steps and experience the water and light over my head. I go to the edge of the path and see the sharp light falling on the stone and then getting refracted in the water. a sight to behold. I am compelled to take a right turn because of the water ahead. I start ascending a ramp, and from an opening I am able to frame the lake. It seems as if the light and lake were playing a hide and seek game with me. Moving further upward, I realize that I no longer am able to see the water that were inside the space, but just framing the view of the lake over the roof of the space. There are steps that are converging upwards, and framing the trees outside, I climb them up. Finally, in the game between me and tunnel, I emerge. The converging stone walls remind me of the entrance. I am able to see the lake's panorama and experience bright and direct sunlight. Throughout the journey, there were many curated and controlled openings from where light could be experienced and the view of the lake could be felt. The journey of deprivation of light made me realize its value and beauty, and I was able to appreciate it better. Along with the play of light and revelation of the lake, it was through the water and different textures of the carved stone that could evoke a multisensorial experience into this space.